Good day, everyone. Welcome to IELTS Mastery, specifically the IELTS Speaking Online course, brought to you by Leader Talks Education, which believes that with good English comes a better future. My name is Lavina. It is nice to be with you this day. I am from the Philippines and I have been teaching IELTS since 2013 to different nationalities across Asia. And this time, I am one of the coaches here in Leader Talks Education. I am proud to present to you the course which our team designed to help you get a better future and a better life. Today, I am going to talk about the IELTS speaking overview. We will let you see what is inside this online course. You might ask, why did we create this online course? Well, the purpose of this course is to guide you in every step of the way. We want you to have less worry. Expect to learn words and expressions that will be useful in dealing with the common topics. But the most important part of this online course is that you will gain confidence at the end of the class. It is very important to speak with confidence and accountability. Those can surely help you to single out any speaking test. So, without further ado, let's take a look of what is the IELTS Speaking Online course all about. Here are 10 things to look forward in this course. This is what we can offer you to help you in achieving your goal. First up is the introduction of the IELTS speaking test. So, what is this IELTS speaking test all about? In this section, you'll get to know how does the speaking test looks like, so you will be familiar with the three parts of the speaking test. So, the speaking test is composed of three parts, and the speaking test will last for about 11 to 14 minutes. It is very difficult if you are going to take a test without knowing how will the examiner ask you the question or what is the structure or the process of the speaking test. Let's go to do's and don'ts. So in this section, we will be providing you 5 things that you should do during the speaking test and 5 things that you should avoid during the test. What are the things that you should do? What are the things that you should not do? What are the things that you should say? And what are the things that you should not say during the test? But not only that, we are going to tell you how you should answer the questions in the simplest way. So we are going to make your life easier this time by providing you with necessary tools that will help you in answering the speaking test. The next is the marking criteria. So the grading system of the IELTS speaking test is composed of 4 marking criteria. We have the fluency and coherence, which talks about how well you are in using the English language. Do you hesitate when you speak? Do you always use filler words? And when we say coherence, are your ideas related to each other? How well you organize your thoughts? That's fluency and coherence. Now let's have lexical resource. This talks about how broad or wide your vocabulary is. Can you easily answer general topics or issues such as the environment, education, raising children, etc. Grammatical range and accuracy. Many students are afraid of grammar because they are thinking it's very difficult, and yeah, it is actually true. But in IELTS speaking test, you don't need to worry because it does not necessarily mean that you have to study all the grammar points. In this one, especially in this course, we are just going to learn about the practical and the basic grammar, which will help you also in answering the speaking test. For example, the structure of the sentences, the basic pattern. And we have pronunciation. It is also necessary for you to enunciate the words, because if the examiner cannot understand you, we will going to have a low score. Next, we have preparing for the test. So in this section, you will be guided in what areas you should focus on to improve your speaking before the big day or before the test will happen. So it's important for you to develop your confidence and fluency. As what I've said, confidence is one of the keys to really be successful or to score high in speaking test. So the questions for part 1 are about you, and it should be answered in a straightforward manner, but it does not mean that you have to answer it for only one sentence, because the examiner cannot really examine how you use the language if you are just going to answer it with one sentence. And for part 2, use the preparation time wisely. So there will be a time that you will be given a minute to prepare for something and to write down notes, but please don't write in full sentences. Only write the keywords, and those keywords will be your guide to answer part 2 question. Make sure you know what the discussion topic is. It's very awkward, it's very off if you don't know what is the topic that the examiner asks you. So you have to concentrate and listen carefully, but we cannot avoid it that sometimes we don't really know what is the topic all about. So it is not bad to admit or to tell the examiner that yeah, you don't have a lot of knowledge about it, but you should answer it to the best of your ability. Next, we have here the general strategies. So this part introduces ways to answer all 3 parts of the speaking test. The strategies will be briefly explained in this part. Strategies are the following: extend your answer. As what I've said, short answers cannot give you high marks. So you should give 3 to 4 sentences for your answers in part 1. General to specific. So for general to specific, for example, you will be asked about your favorite food. So first you're going to say if it's Japanese, Korean, American, and then you're going to give example. For Korean, you can say that your favorite is sashimi or samgyeopsal. Speak at a variable speed. So how fast, how slow you speak will differ also. It depends on the topic and the mood of your answer. So in this part, it is very challenging because sometimes like we don't really like and the questions are boring, but we need to like let the examiner feel that we are very interested with the question. So you must give life to your answers. Alright, so let's go to specific strategies. Well, if we have general strategies, we also have specific strategies, which is very important because in this part, we shall narrow down on how to answer all the 3 parts of the speaking test individually. This section will guide you in answering each type of questions. This will introduce you to the commonly asked questions, the usual topic, how to prepare your answer, learn the structural language and useful expressions. So specific strategies includes expanding your answers, paraphrasing the question, staying on topic, don't go out of the box, answer all of the questions. No is not an answer to Ielts speaking. Stay focused. You should concentrate. Timing, if you will be given a time, use it and manage it wisely. Write simple notes, only keywords, and say what's the easiest. Don't like think about of those words that you really don't know the meaning, and say what demonstrates your English. And when necessary, buy some time to think. And we are going to talk about furthermore about the specific strategies in a separate video. Fluency and coherence. You might ask why. Why should we focus on fluency and coherence? It's because most of the students have problems in this area because they are thinking that if you are going to talk fast or talk quick, it means that you have fluency and coherence. But it is a wrong kind of thinking. You should change the way you think about those things. Talking fast does not necessarily mean that you are fluent. But first, let's define what is fluent. So fluent means you are able to express yourself easily and articulately, smoothly, with graceful and effortless. So it means that when you are answering the question, you are not forcing yourself, or it is not difficult for you to answer the question. It means it's not you don't find it very hard to answer the question. And when we say coherent, it means logical and consistent. It means that your answers are related to each other. You have to ask yourself, is your first idea related to your second idea? And let's go to number 8, grammar. As what I've said, many students think of grammar as very difficult, and there is fear when we talk about grammar, but you don't need to worry about that because we are not going to cover everything about grammar. So in this online course, we are going to talk about functional language. When we say functional language, it means that the usage of language. For example, you are going to say reasons. So what are the things or the expressions that we should use when we are going to talk about our reasons and our opinion? Next is identify areas of weakness. As learners of an English language, you need to really know, you have to be aware of what are your weaknesses so that you can know when or where are you going to start learning. And of course, grammatical structure. So in the English language, there are 12 basic sentence patterns. On this one, we are just going to focus on the patterns that will help you to improve and will help you to single out the speaking test. And that includes maybe the past tense, present tense, and the future tenses. So when we talk about grammar in this section, we don't teach grammar, but we correct it. So I want to let you know that we will not focus in grammar, but it is still very important for you to know how to develop ways of using varied structures and how to reduce errors in speaking. And now let's go to number 9. So in this course, we also have self-study. It is very important because when we are coaching you, it might not be enough. So you need more time to study independently, and you have to arrange your schedule. So we will be giving you opportunity to study independently. As learners, you must arrange your schedule on how you are going to study, not just in this online course, but also after the class. But you don't need to worry about that because we are going to send you pre-coaching material. So all you need to do is to read these materials in advance. So during our actual class, we are not going to waste our time. We shall go directly to finding what are the aspects or what are the points that you need to improve. And now finally, we are here on the last part of our module or our video, which is the diagnostic test. So the diagnostic test is as important to all the 9 parts that I have just mentioned in this video. Why? Because in this part, we are going to measure how far did you learn from the online course and from studying independently. This will allow us to recognize, know your errors, and upon knowing your errors, we will know what are the points to work on. So that's it for this video, and I hope that you got something from this one. But I just wanted to point out that we are not here to teach you, but we are going to guide you in the process of achieving your goal. We are here to uplift you, and our main goal is to give you the confidence, the necessary tools, and knowledge to nail your speaking test at the end of the course. So once again, my name is Teacher Lavina, and I am a teacher from Leader Talks Education. And we believe that with good English comes with better future. Have a good day, and thank you for listening.